To investigate the fad of vegan dieting and its impact on health, we asked shoppers at the Clintonville Community Market their opinions on the subject.
People say, well, maybe it's not feasible in some parts of the world, maybe it's not feasible for some people. I found that it's feasible for me. I don't know if it's necessarily feasible for other people, but I think we could eat a lot less meat, and I eat none, and I eat no dairy, unless it's incidentally in something that I don't know about. I find out later, like maybe some pasta or something, but generally speaking, I do a vegan diet, and I feel fine, and in fact, a couple health problems, which I won't go into, kind of were mitigated.
Oh man, the impact of that is huge as far as the entire, I mean, if you're looking at the meat industry and ecology and just energy, I mean, just the switch like that is huge. Even if we would just limit our consumption to one meal a week as opposed to, but yeah.
I started out as being vegetarian, and then I decided to go vegan. I kind of did it as a challenge at first, but I mainly did it for the health benefits. Just in the way that, I've done a lot of research, and basically, really high proportions of animal protein lead to a bunch of chronic diseases, and I really wanted to try to adopt a totally plant-based diet, and I'm really enjoying it. So I focus on a whole foods plant-based diet, but if you can have white pasta and fake cheese, you can just eat fake hot dogs. Oreos are vegan. You really can do it in an unhealthy way. So if you do it that way, that's definitely a disadvantage. Also, you do have to be careful. B12 is only found in animal products, so you have to make sure you supplement or have fortified milk. There's also the calcium issue. Some people don't get enough calcium. So you really have to do a lot of research before you decide to make the switch, because you can definitely run into some deficiencies if you don't.
I definitely recommend a meat-rich diet, especially for people who are looking to lose weight, who like to work out, because it really gives you a good amount of energy, really helps you, do your workouts to the fullest. And actually, fall quarter, I really did gain a little bit of weight from going to fly pies too much. So my roommates and I were looking for a new diet, and we found this book. It's called Dukan Diet. The Dukan Diet really focuses on protein-rich diets, which I was really nervous to do, because in the first phase, there's 3 phases. The first phase, pure protein, 7 to 10 days. I was a little worried about that, but actually, when we started doing it, it really wasn't that hard. You have many vegans who believe that meat has negative consequences on the body. I really don't see where they're coming from. I've only had really positive experiences from it.
There are a lot of common misconceptions about being vegan. I think people think if you don't eat meat and dairy, what do you eat? But there's tons of things you can do with fruits, vegetables, grains, beans, lentils, tofu, nuts. So I think that a lot of people think you don't get enough protein. We had to do an analysis of our diet through a medical dietetics class, a 4-day, very specific food record, and I got to see my iron levels, my B12, my protein, calcium, and everything was totally normal. We did actually hemoglobin tests, so I got to test my iron. We did actually every biomarker test, and everything was totally normal.
As far as diseases or dangers associated with following a strict vegan diet, the biggest one that's going to come to mind with any kind of dietary restriction is malnourishment. If you look at countries where food is not in abundance and they don't have a variety of food sources, you see malnutrition. That can happen in a country like the United States if nutrient needs are not being met. Benefits to following a vegan or vegetarian diet: you're following a plant-based diet. And we do know that plants pack a lot of punch. It is possible to have a healthful diet while following a vegetarian or a vegan type diet. The evidence does show, and the stance of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics is that if you are following a restrictive diet, which a vegan diet would be restrictive as in it eliminates food groups, you need to take the time and caution to plan so that you get your nutrient needs met.